Hey everyone, so I just got back from the parts store. I had to pick up a camshaft position sensor for my 350 because mine was only allowing me to rev up to 5,000, and when I would start it when it was cold it would kind of bog down a little bit. So I took a code reader to it. It said that it was the bank to camshaft position. So I'm just going to try and replace it and hope for the best, and I'm going to show you how to. Alright, so the first things first is you're going to have to identify what sensor you need to change out, because there's two different styles. You have the left side and the right side. So if you're going to do it, I'd recommend using the Hitachi brand. That's the OEM manufacturer. I've read online if you use different ones you could have some problems, so I'll show you the difference in the two. Alright, so for the bank 2, which is the driver's side, your sensor is going to have like a 45-degree angle on it for the plug. And then as for the right side, the passenger side, the plug would just be straight. So that's one way to identify which one's which. Alright, so the only thing you need for this install is just a ratchet with a deep 10mm socket, just because it's kind of in a hard spot to locate. With one hand. Alright, so since it is the bank 2, that means it would be located on the driver's side. I mean, there's not much room down there whatsoever unless you remove the plenum to actually get at it. So I'm gonna try and go from the passenger side and just reach my hands through. Luckily, I mean, if you have smaller hands, this is gonna be a lot easier, just because you don't have much room to play with. But the sensor is located right, you reach down, right down here, right where my thumb is. I know it's a super hard spot to see, but just right above the, or right below the valve cover on your driver's side. So there is a 10mm bolt on there that I'm just gonna slip the wrench onto and loosen it off. I don't know if you can see the screw down there yet, but continue to loosen it off. And there it is. So I'm just gonna unplug that now just so I could remove it, and then we could put the new one on and slip it in. Alright, so now that it's out, we could take a look at it here. I'm assuming mine went bad because there is oil everywhere on it, so I'm gonna try and clean everything up as best as I can, put the new one in, and then fire it up and hope it's not doing anything it didn't do before. I noticed when I was doing this, my arm was hitting this here a lot, so what you could always do is just remove this 110mm here, and you'll probably have a little bit more room than I did. I mean, I'm not gonna bother, I have small enough hands that I could fit them in there, but just for future reference. Alright, so I have it cleaned up as best as I could. I never mentioned how to remove the actual sensor from the clip. It's kind of like super hard to see in here, but there's a green push tab on the top. You just push it all the way down and it will release it, and then once you plug your new one in, this green tab will just pop back up. So it's kind of like a spring-loaded thing. So the hardest part about the install is when you're trying to line this up, there's that hole for the screw. So I know the easiest way to line it up, you just have to know what way the plug kind of went in. The port for it was facing up, so I'm just gonna try and put it in like that, slip the bolt on and try and wiggle it around, and hopefully I'll try my best to get like a good view of it. I know it's a super bad angle, but it's back there. Alright, so I just got it all plugged in. I fired up the car, there was no problem whatsoever. I started up right away. So it's at operating temperature now. I'm gonna give it a couple revs just to make sure that there's nothing wrong with it, because before what was going on, whenever I would do a pull, I was basically, it would hit limiter at around 5,000. So So that's when I knew something was wrong. So I'm just gonna try and bring it up around then just to see if I hear any breakups with the car or not. So. Everything seems to be going good with the car so far. So if I have any problems, I'll list them in the comments or something. But if you enjoyed the video or have any suggestions for future videos, just let me know. Thanks for watching.